Okay, so here's what's going on today. Today, I am going to be playing the Great Ace Attorney. I love this game. I've already played it because it's just, I love the voices, I love the story. I think it's the best Ace Attorney game, so I'm playing it. I won't spoil anything because this is a story that has to be enjoyed organically for the first time. So I'll know things, but I won't hit at them. I won't do anything to indicate it.
The Empire of Japan. After opening its doors, a push for cultural transformation brought great waves of Western influence to this far eastern island nation. The revolution washed over the land, making life in the capital exciting and unsettling. It was a period of great change, and some were swept away by the tide. But for one man, the turbulence of that era was just the beginning of an extraordinary story.
I wanted to let that play. I love the music. And the voice acting's stellar. Okay. I might cut the volume down a little bit now that we're through with that section, just to make sure that you can hear me. We'll cut it down a little bit more. I'll mess with it as we go. Alright, here we go. First voice of the day. Still can't believe it. Still can't believe this is happening. How can it be that just beyond the doors to this quiet little chamber is the highest court in Japan, waiting to decide my fate? I love this music. Okay, what does the bailiff sound like? What? Oh, no, nothing. Save your glares, murderer. I don't know what the bailiff sounds like. Sorry. Here we go. My name is Ryunosuke Naruhodo. I'm a second-year student at the Imperial Yume University. 3 days ago, I somehow found myself in the middle of a horrifying incident. And now here I am, waiting my trial. Alright, that's enough. He's not obliged to listen to such abuse, officer. And who are you? His voice is so stupid, I'm so sorry. I'm this man's lawyer. Be defending him today. Lawyer? They have the same voice now. Yes, until the judge has given his verdict on the case. No one has the right to treat him as a criminal. So you will hold your tongue. He's gonna kill him. Technicalities. Look at you. You haven't even graduated yet. It's weird that you're a lawyer even though you haven't graduated. And yet I still seem to know better than you how a court officer should behave. Oh, got him. Right, Ryunosuke? Oh shoot, okay. My mic's been peaking for a while. Right, Ryunosuke? Oh, yes, of course, sorry. Okay, it is still peaking. What are you apologizing to me for? Oh, no, I suppose that wasn't my fault. Really, Cosmo, I never meant to drag you into this. I'm sorry. There you go again, apologizing. Just like always. I must say, you've been all over the newspapers these past few days. Yume University professor murdered in cold blood by student. But obviously, you didn't actually do it, did you? Dang. Of course not. You have to believe me. I didn't do it. I could never murder someone. Then there's nothing to worry about. Straighten yourself up. Hold your head high. You mean you'll defend me even though you're already my lawyer? And I don't know why I'm so insecure about whether you'll defend me or not. Oh my goodness. I believe you. I know you're innocent, Ryunosuke. Kazuma Sogi, my best friend, also in his second year at Yume University. He's even a qualified lawyer. Impressive considering he's still an undergraduate. It's not that impressive. The very concept of lawyers is only a few years old, here in Japan anyway, because we are in Japan. My qualifications don't mean much, yet. Said exactly the same thing 3 days ago. But I'm proud to have a friend like you, Kazuma, truly. 3 days ago, yes, that's when all this started. I'm so ominous. Congratulations, Kazuma. Looks like you're going to get to study abroad at last. I know, I've been forever dreaming of this day. Finally, those government elites have acknowledged my academic achievements and successes in court. So you'll be representing Japan as you immerse yourself in the most sophisticated legal system in the world. I'm really happy for you, and proud as your friend. There's not a soul in the university who doesn't know Kazuma's name. He's a living legend. It's like there's some mysterious aura billowing around his temple, like this, never-ending wind that keeps blowing on his ribbons. Want to bring about the change in our own legal system. That's why I have to cross the ocean to see the real thing with my own eyes. The heart of the British Empire. I wish I could see it too. And come with me. We'd have a wild time tearing up the streets of Her Majesty's city of London together. If only it were that simple. Oh dear, look at the time. I'd better be going. Alright, I'll see you later. I think I'll stay and enjoy this... okay. I think I'll stay and enjoy this place a while longer. Good idea. After all, it's not every day you get to visit a high-class Western restaurant like this. See you in English class tomorrow then, partner. I wonder if anything bad's about to happen. Straight after that. That's when it happened. We figured. Context clues could tell you that much. Sogi, might I have a word? May I have a word? This is me. I hope it wasn't the girl talking. That would be weird. Professor, I didn't know you were coming. Their voices are alarmingly similar. Well, this case has personal significance to me. He sounds like the bailiff. No, he sounds like the bailiff. Oh well, never mind that for now. Sogi, you should go immediately to the judge's chambers. To His Excellency's chambers? Why? He was looking for you before. You advocating for the defense in this trial was a sudden decision. Seems there may be some confusion about procedures today as a result. Who is this man? I feel as though I've seen him at university before. I see. I'll go at once, then. I shall accompany you. Alright then, Ryunosuke. See you in the courtroom. Yes, thanks, Kazuma. I'm so scared. Oh, this is awkward. If I may. Yes, sorry. Ah! Must be the defendant. Ryunosuke Naruhodo, I believe. Yes, that's right. My name is Yujin Mikotoba. I'm a professor of forensic medicine at Yume University. I think it's Yume, at least. Ah, Professor Mikotoba. I've heard that name from Kazuma before. As I recall, he's been pushing to get the government to agree to Kazuma studying abroad. As such, I feel you should know. Know what? Well, as you've no doubt heard, Sogi has been granted permission to go and study in Great Britain. However, if he should fail to defend you in today's trial, I'm afraid that the permission will be revoked and never granted again. What? Ah, as I suspected, you aren't aware of this. I had a feeling Asogi may have chosen not to tell you. That's why I went behind his back to tell you myself. But I didn't do it, I swear it. I'm not a murderer. I'm sure that's true. Nevertheless, I can assure you that proving your innocence would be no easy task. You see, there are certain peculiarities about today's trial. Sorry? What do you mean? You'll soon understand once proceedings get underway. But then what should I do? Well, naturally, I'm not going to suggest doing anything that could lead to a conviction. Right, so... Soon as the trial starts, the judge will pose a certain question to the defense. When that happens, you must answer before anyone else. You must say, I do. I do? But what would the question be? Surely not. Do you accept the accusations brought before you? Of course not. Defendant. He's gonna have an American accent, I'm sorry. Court's about to begin. Proceed to the courtroom at once. Well, bye. It would seem our surreptitious discussions are being cut short. Allow me to summarize. Cosimo Sogi must not be the defense lawyer in this trial. Of course, as the defendant, the final decision is yours. What are you waiting for? I can't do his voice. Why can't I do the bailiff? Alright, you want to be found guilty for failing to appear? Get moving. There's no point in anyone advocating for the likes of you anyway. Dang. Brutal. And so, absolutely no idea of what lay ahead, I embarked on that unforgettable trial. Alright, it's a water break. Oh, no, not yet. My one and only chance of proving my innocence, the trial that would decide my destiny. Yep, that's typically how murder trials would go. So this is a courtroom. I love Runo. I love Ryunosuke. He's so cute. Supreme Court of Judicature. No court in the land has more power. I don't much like the look of those people sitting in the public gallery. They're all the same copy-pasted silhouette. Is really creepy. Lots of military and other uniforms in there. Really? Other uniforms? I don't see any other uniforms, buddy. The powers that be have demanded that this be a secret trial. A secret trial? Trial that's closed to ordinary members of the public. Only military and government officials may attend. What? But why? It'll become clear in time. But for now... Need to concentrate, Ryunosuke. It's about to begin. I've got to figure out this guy's voice, because it can't just be Mikotoba. It's got to be different than Mikotoba. The court will now hear the trial of Ryunosuke Naruto. Here we go. Here's my guy. This is my guy.
The prosecution is ready, Your Excellency.
Yes. As is the defense. Before we begin, there's one point of order I would like to confirm. Yesterday evening, the defense made a last-minute request for a change of advocate. That's correct, Your Excellency. I made the request myself. Normal procedures for the defendant's advocacy to be decided 2 days prior to trial. Better than the current Ace Attorney. They do it same day, if you've played any of the other games. As this is an unusual circumstance, I am obliged to ask for final confirmation now. Immediately. Who advocates for the defendant in this trial? Here we go. This is it. This must be the question. Who's going to defend me? That's the question the professor meant. But then, if I say I do... I need to answer quickly. What should I do? I mean, he seems like he would bend to pressure pretty easily. I'm sorry. He seems easy to pressure. I'm sorry. I hate to say it, Ryunosuke. We love you. But it's only true. Your Excellency, no confirmation is needed. As I'm standing here beside the defendant, I hope it's clear who will advocate for his... He's so cute. What is the meaning of this unruly outburst? I would like to inform the court that I, Ryunosuke Naruhodo, would be defending myself. You'll be what? He stuck out his hand. What are you playing at, Ryunosuke? Professor Mikitoba told me everything, just now, before the trial. He said that your dreams of studying abroad would be dashed if you were to lose. How sad. It means you don't have faith in me. You think I won't be able to get you off. Be careful with your wording there, Kazi. No, it's not that, really. It's just... Well, on the off chance that things don't go well for me, I couldn't bear to be the reason that you... Yes. I knew that's how you'd feel. Which is exactly why I decided not to tell you. Professor Mikitoba shouldn't have stuck his nose in. I agree, Kazuma. I agree, that was messed up. Very well. The court hereby recognizes the defendant's desire to advocate for himself in today's trial. I hope he's a lot different than Mikitoba.
Well, well. Does the accused admit defeat already, renouncing his own counsel, really?
Objection!
Ooh, listen to that objection. Make no mistake, counsel. This merely shows that the defendant's innocence is so apparent he's confident he can speak for himself. Just look at that confident stance. He looks so confident and not horrified that he's about to die. Isn't that so, Naruhodo-san? Huh? Oh, yes, exactly, that. Exactly what I wasn't thinking. I'm not confident at all. I love Ryunosuke. He's my favorite protagonist. In fact, my mind's a complete blank. I realize you're in charge now, but still, try not to look so bewildered.
Well, for a mere university student to be brought before the Supreme Court. You must have perpetuated a most heinous crime indeed. I'm the prosecutor for this case, and I don't even know what the crime is. Are you kidding me? Also, quick trivia. His fan says guilty on it. It's the Japanese symbol for guilty, which is very funny. That's hilarious. It is therefore my duty to assess your competence for the task you have undertaken. My competence? What does that mean? What is competence? He's questioning your ability to do the job. Well, he can't be questioning it more than I am. Runo, you gotta be more confident. Come on, that's not the way to be. Alright. So let's start with the very simplest of questions. Oh, yes. That wasn't the question. Kindly state before the court the name of the victim in this case. My accent is horrible for this character. Well, that's easy enough. I've heard his name more times than I'd care to remember. But... wait. I'm so nervous I can't even remember that. What was it again? Ryunosuke. Let me guess. Your mind's gone blank. Me so well. All the relevant information for this case can be found in the court record, even though I haven't even given you the button yet to check it. But I can't even find that. I mean, I've only got 3 buttons on the screen, and none of them say court record. Apparently I can rewind time, though, with the history button. That's new. This is the list of evidence you've collected. Now try switching to the people instead, with R. You'll find details about the victim in here. When you're done, just press B to go back. Okay. Do I? Oh, okay. I can look. Second year at Yume University, he's my best friend, and despite being student, qualified as defense attorney, which doesn't make sense. Why is he still a student if he's got his badge? The victim of this case, he was a visiting professor of medicine at Yume University from the British Empire. Yes! Victim was none other than Kazuma Sugi. Oh, well then why is that pompous-looking boy with the billowing headband still there standing next to you?
Oops! Oops doesn't do that justice. Not content with having killed Dr. Wilson, now you're claiming my murder as well? I haven't killed anyone! Then concentrate and actually read the court record before you answer. Is it worth it to do pain? I'll cut it out if it's not. The victim was none other than... might pronounce it wrong. Taketsuchi Achi. And who's the uptight, bespectacled top-knot standing opposite?
Who's a bespectacled top-knot?
Sorry, for some reason that just came out even though I know it's wrong. But you didn't know that Kazuma was not murdered by you? You're so stupid.
Perhaps you're unaware that I am a master of the ancient no-style sword-art.
He's gonna kill him! Oh my god!
A pathetic little child like you would be sliced to pieces before you even came close to taking my life.
I wouldn't provoke that proud Ditto spirit. He might draw his blade on you, just like I'm about to. I thought courtroom sparring was supposed to be done with words. Nope. Okay, fine. We'll do the real one this time.
Yes!
Yes! I love his objection. The victim's name was Dr. John H. Wilson. I love laughing at him so much.
Well, at least you can remember the name of an esteemed member of your own university.
Dr. Wilson was a visiting professor from England, invited to Yume University 3 years ago. Okay, Kazuma, go off. Indeed, which is the reason why this case has such profound implications. The British Empire is at present our country's most valuable foreign ally. And as most of you will be aware, we have just signed a new treaty together after lengthy negotiations. There can't be anyone who hasn't heard of the Anglo-Japanese Treaty of Friendship and Navigation.
And yet despite these delicate circumstances, the blood of an Englishman has been spilled on our soil. You two are both undergraduates at the Imperial Yume University, are you not?
I love that animation so much.
Murdering a professor from the very institution that provides your education. Have you no honor?
Hey, nothing's been proven yet, Ouchie. But I didn't do it.
Well, somebody did.
This case is coming under great scrutiny from our allies on the other side of the world. The court therefore wishes for a speedy resolution to this matter. In other words, our feeble government is scared of upsetting England's policymakers. Oh my gosh, Kazuma. Get 'em. And you're a convenient and expendable scapegoat to blame for this crime. So that's why this trial has these unusual peculiarities, is it? Exactly. Our government needs to convince someone as quickly as possible. Convict, not convince. All because the victim was an Englishman. Yes, Dr. Wilson was an Englishman. That's what we've been But nationalities and treaties won't make any difference for me here. The fact is, I was there at the scene of the crime. And that makes me guilty by association. We're already doing a flashback. I hate the flashbacks in Ace Attorney so much. They're so annoying. British Empire. Wow, it's incredible to think. Wait. But he's going to leave me behind! Oh. I've seen that man at university! I'm sure he's a visiting professor from Great Britain. Don't know his name, but still, I should go and say hello. So I went over to the professor's table. He's so cute! Look at him, he's so shy! And so goofy and quirky and cute. Okay. Went over to the professor's table and introduced myself to Dr. Wilson. How did this professor of medicine, Dr. John H. Wilson, lose his life? State before the court the cause of death. The cause of death? Obviously that was, Ryunosuke. Remember that in court, every assertion must be backed up by evidence. By evidence? What's that? But how? Find the piece of evidence that shows the professor's cause of death and select present. Do it now! Okay, Kazuma, dang. John Wilson, male, British. Time of death, 19th November, shortly after 2 p.m. Cause of death, single bullet fired at close range. Fatal hemorrhage from pectoral ballistic trauma. No exit wound, bullet did not pass through body. I'm gonna say, I did a, this isn't a brag. I took a forensic science class in high school, which was cool. It was really cool that our school offered that. But this is the most accurate they've ever gotten, even though this technically isn't an autopsy report. It's a post-mortem report. But still, they like researched the correct words to use and stuff, so that's nice. Or at least, you know, more accurate words. Okay.
Yes!
Yes. Well, I love this animation so much. I love all of Ryunosuke's animations. According to this document, the victim suffered a hemorrhagic death due to gunshot trauma.
Don't defeat, you imbecile! That's the post-mortem report, I take it!
Dang. Sorry, yes, that's right. The, post-mortem report. In the West, a doctor dissects corpses to identify the cause of death in an autopsy. But here in Japan, a police officer merely inspects the body and draws conclusions that way. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard, Kazuma. Why do they do that, huh? Why is that a thing?
This is a so-called photographic.
Wait, does he not believe in photographic prints? Does he think they're fake?
This is a so-called photographic print of the scene of the crime. You can clearly discern scorch marks around the bullet hole produced by the powder explosion. In other words, we should assume that the victim was shot at close range.
That's true. That is a sign. What confuses me is the lack of blood, but that could be because they couldn't draw it, because it would up the rating of the game. That's very possible. So that's a photographic print, and that's something I've never seen before. It's clearly superior to a drawing. The detail is incredible. Very well, I am satisfied with your answers. Let us start the trial. Was it not already?
Certainly, Your Excellency. The prosecution hereby calls its first witness who was there at the scene of the crime when it happened.
Oh, this is it then. Well, my first piece of advice is rein in that crazy look of bewilderment and control the cold sweats. Only if you rein in that crazy headband and control the cold stares first. I mean, really, how is that headband doing that? They're extra limbs. They have a life of their own. Oh, him. Okay.
Witness, state your name and occupation for the court, please.
Of course. My name is Satoru Hosonaga. I'm the head waiter at a Western style restaurant called La Carnival. I think. I don't know why I did the sound effects for that. It was already there. Oh, he's dying. Are you alright? You seem to be, coughing up some, Are you sure you're not the victim in this case? It's a regular occurrence. It really doesn't bother me. I could imagine that it would. Well, it really, really should. Osanaga-san, you will kindly tell the court everything you can about the incident. At once, sir.
And no petty interjections from the aspiring lawyer boy, please.
Oh, perspiring maybe, but aspiring? Good one. Oh, we're going straight to testimony? It was just after 2 p.m. on the day in question. We have few diners at that time of day. The lunchtime rush was over, and there were only 3 tables still occupied.
Okay.
It was when I was in the kitchen, putting away crockery and cutlery. Gunshot rang out, so I hurried out to the dining area to see what had happened. I found the victim, an English gentleman, slumped in his chair. And standing immediately beside him, gun in hand, was the accused university student.
Yes!
Yes! Hold on, no! Let me just clarify something here. While I did pick up a gun that I found lying on the floor beside the professor, I didn't shoot him, obviously. Because the main thing to do when you see a gun on the floor and a dead person is to pick it up, obviously.
And apart from the accused, was there anyone else standing beside the victim?
I'm messing with my controller, I need to stop. I'm sorry, I have ADHD. No. There was no one else around the table but the deceased Englishman, the university student. Huh? Wait, what did he just say? There was no one else around that table. What's the matter, Ryunosuke? That's just not right. When I went over to Dr. Wilson to say hello, there was a woman sitting opposite him at his table. Really? And that's not something the waiter could have missed. I've been warned about interjecting, but still, what should I do? I actually don't remember what you're supposed to do for this one. Interject, obviously. We're going all out today.
Yes!
No. Just a moment, please. Dr. Wilson wasn't alone that day. I'm sure of it. There was a lady sitting with him at the same table.
Dear me, dear me. What are we going to do with you? With your blatant disregard for court proceedings, I'm beginning to wonder if you're not a fraud.
I am. I'm not an attorney.
Could it be that the accused, this mere student, is not a real lawyer after all?
You do, and you've got them mixed up. But I'm sure of what I saw, and I'm not the lawyer. Hosonaga-san, is there any chance you're mistaken? Perhaps your memory of events is hazy? No. The deceased gentleman came to dine alone. I don't believe it. Actually have a rough plan of the restaurant as it was that day. Please, have a look if you'd like to. Let me see. Ah, a sketch of the establishment's layout drawn by yourself, I presume. That's right. I'm afraid I used the back of my business card. It was a turbulent situation. However, as you can see, the gentleman in question was seated alone. Court will take this plan and add it to the court record as evidence. Oh, well... Is there a problem? Hand the plan to the court officer at once. Of course. Here you are. What was that about? He's been completely calm and collected until now. You don't say. Something certainly seems to have shaken him. I hate that it's 3 coughs on repeat. That sounds bad. I hate it. If you admit your guilt at this stage, the court is willing to look mercifully upon you.
In other words, you may have some small reprieve in terms of your inevitable punishment. I called this waiter as an unsworn witness in order to explain the details of the case to the court.
Why? Why did you call him as an unsworn witness? That's not how this works. That's not how anything works. What do you think I should do, Cosma? What do you mean? Well, I'm going to be found guilty one way or another, it seems. Everyone keeps telling me that this trial is unusual, about these peculiarities. You've said it, Professor Mikotoba said it, and so is the judge and the prosecution. I'm scared of what lies ahead if I push this. Now, what do you do when this man glares at you like that? You crumple. I would crumple. As I said from the outset, I believe you're innocent. I trust you. And yet, despite knowing that, you're willing now to throw that trust back in my face. Is that it? Oh my gosh, Kazuma. What? You're a bad friend. If the accused is in fact innocent, then a defense lawyer is duty-bound to prove that innocence by whatever means necessary. Are you just going to abandon that duty? Are you going to give up on yourself? The battle hasn't even begun yet, Ryunosuke. The defense pleads not guilty, Your Excellency. I love that when he smacks the desk, Runo's like, ah! It's so good. That's such a good detail. We invite the prosecution to stop making empty threats and bring out its witnesses. Get him. Then we'll see just how decisive this evidence really is.
Well, you were warned. The young can be so reckless. You know, many call me a saint, but I can be a devil when I want to be. He just said I can be your angel or I can be your devil.
I can't get over that line. I can't get over it.
Oh. In a few short moments from now, the dumbstruck young mouth of yours would be silenced forever. I'm going to kill you with my bare hands. The prosecution calls its next witnesses.
Already? Okay, dang. One of the voices is literally just screaming. Be prepared.
Witnesses, kindly state your names and occupations for the court.
Yes, sir. The Great Nippon Imperial Army Sergeant Yasunosa reporting for duty, sir. Okay, the pun to his name is yes sir, no sir. Yes sir, no sir. Yeah, that's the pun. That's the pun.
Myself, I find employ as a purveyor of fine articles of antiquity from the efflorescence of our nation Nippon. Conduct my trade from Ryunosuke.
I have no clue if I'm pronouncing that right, I'm sorry.
Humble premises in the 2nd District. Curio Kurakuda at your service.
An antique dealer and a soldier, what an unusual pairing!
Myself, I habitually take tea of the most exquisite aroma at the establishment in question, always post-noon, and not infrequently converse with interested parties regarding the curios with which I make my business. I'm trying to sound old and it's hard. I can't understand a word that old man is saying. He's an antique dealer, and it sounds like he's a regular at La Carnival. He seeks out potential customers who may have an interest in antiques and tries to sell his wares to them. He obviously targets La Carnival because it's a high-class restaurant with rich clientele. Right, I see, although to be honest, that sergeant looks more like he'd be a seller rather than a buyer. Dang, what's that supposed to mean? The enemy unit was seen attacking the foreigner in what can only be described as an act of war, sir! It was that black uniformed rogue infantryman over there who unloaded his firearms, sir! This one's as impossible to understand as the other. Really, because I gave him... he pronunciated more. In my voice, at least. I'm almost sure I heard a strange noise during the last thing he said. I don't even know if the capture card picked it up or not. Surely it did. Surely. Well, you starting to feel uncomfortable? If I'm honest, I was feeling uncomfortable from the start. Yeah, fair. Now, the court will hear your formal testimony, please. What the witnesses saw. So we got 2 witnesses up here. If you've played the original Ace Attorneys, that doesn't happen often. I was ingesting a regulation beef steak at the restaurant while having a tactical discussion with the old man. I'm physically backing away from my microphone so that doesn't peak, by the way. I hope it's working. I'm looking at the audio levels and they look fine. Myself, I was extolling the virtues of a particularly fine golden curio to the military gentleman. I can't read today. At that precise moment, a firearm was discharged. I observed the enemy's actions with my own eyes. The black uniformed varsity cadet fired on the English civilian, and from the back, the cowardly little weasel. Okay, well, it's pretty obvious that that was not from the back, unless it went all the way through. The bullet did not pass through the victim's body. He obviously did not shoot him from the back. He's so stupid. I was on my hands and knees investigating whereabouts of my mysteriously absconded precious curio. But this is ridiculous! I didn't shoot anyone! Is that really true, Ryunosuke? Are you sure you're not a murderer, Ryunosuke? A cold-blooded killer, Ryunosuke? Why is he so mean? Yes, all I did was pick up the gun that I saw lying on the floor. You know, a very perfectly natural thing to do. After I'd said hello to Dr. Wilson, I went back to my table and started drinking some coffee. Oops, I didn't mean to hit that, sorry. Then, when I'd finished, I got up from my seat to leave the restaurant, when I noticed an English-made gun next to the chair where the professor was sitting. I thought perhaps the professor had dropped it, so I bent down, and just as I was picking it up... Yep, I knew they were going to use that. If they knew how to, do trajectory, it would be obvious that he didn't do it. Ryunosuke, you must exercise your right to cross-examine the witnesses. Cross-examine? Do it now! Oh my gosh. Therefore, it is my grave duty to declare the What in the name of the Emperor is the meaning of this outburst? I mean, the defense demands its right to a cross-examination. Dear me, dear me. Let me guess. The hacky-mucky headband boy next door told me to do it. How pathetic.
What does that mean? Huh? How did he know? It's almost like he saw us whispering to each other a moment ago.
The prosecution objects.
Do a cross-examination. You can't just object.
This is a clear waste of time. The defendant obviously has no experience. How can he possibly carry out a cross-examination?
The defense is asserting its right to a cross-examination. Whether or not you think he's capable of it is irrelevant.
Get him. Get him. A gulp.
That's so funny. Kazuma is so commanding. All you need to do is present some decisive and indisputable evidence that proves the witness is lying. Now let's go, Ryunosuke. Don't let them beat you. Also, I like how he didn't jump that time. Alright then. It's all or nothing. Gosh, I love the desk slap. It's so cute. I love it so much. It's my favorite. It's my favorite animation in any Ace Attorney game. It's adorable. It's so funny. Alright, we're gonna go ahead and we're just gonna... It would be the... Yeah, it would be... Sorry, the post-mortem report.
Yes!
Yes. You just said yes, and that's it. You just said yes. You agreed. What are you playing at, cadet? What is the meaning of this subordination? Thrusting this wad of papers in my mustache. Inconsistency, sir.
What can this document possibly tell us that we don't already know?
Well, obviously, that, I know what I want to say, but the words just won't come out of my mouth. This is so frustrating. Oh, please. Surely this doesn't require an explanation. It couldn't be more plain. To spill it out would be an insult to the court. Kazuma, what?
What are you talking about?
It's apparent from a single glance at the post-mortem report presented by the defense that there's a clear There's a clear disconsistency? Yeah, there's a clear discrepancy here with the sergeant's statement.
What? There is?
Crap. Sergeant, yes and no, sir. The statement you just made was this. The black uniformed varsity cadet fired on the English civilian, and from the back, the cowardly little weasel. Yes, sir, affirmative, sir. I witnessed the crime with my own military-grade eyes, sir. But no, that just can't be. And why not, cadet? Because... Kazuma? Kazuma? As is clearly stated in the post-mortem report, it's very cute, he just picked up for him. Fatal hemorrhage from pectoral ballistic trauma, no exit wound. Bullet did not pass through the body. Photographic print of the victim clearly shows the same thing. Victim, Dr. Wilson, died from a bullet wound to the chest. Also, to me, it doesn't make sense that you can get shot at close range and the bullet not go through, but we didn't study that enough for me to know for sure. Sergeant, according to your witness statement, the culprit shot the victim from behind. And that is the obvious why can't I say that word today? And that is the obvious discrepancy here. Well, how do you explain it? Sorry, there was a little demon on my shoulder. I had to... What was that? Something just popped up from behind his back, but he pushed it down again. To the moment I heard the firearm discharge, my eyes were... firmly fixed on the delicious Le Carnival steak, sir! The witness, Sergeant, yes sir, no sir. did not see the defendant firing a gun at all.
Oh, that's absurd. My case is ruined.
I think the conclusion we must draw is simple. There's no place for an amateur prosecutor here in this grand courtroom. Kazuma is taking no prisoners. So this is what being an ace attorney is all about. It's almost like that's the name of the game. Ace attorney. That university cadet there is pointing the firearm directly at the victim's back.
Yes.
Yes, I was. But I never fired the gun. All I did was pick it up off the floor and point it at him and pull the trigger. The gunshot interested me not. I was far too busy on the floor. I was doing the dinosaur, Your Honor. Doing or walking? Is it doing or is it walking the dinosaur? Crap. I can't remember. Oh, I might have just ruined my joke by being stupid. Right. Too busy on the floor. Sorry, what were you doing? Hunting for treasure. He was hunting for treasure. Indeed, the whole error come on my prized coin. My gosh. It's my habitude to place in my bosom pocket a particular trinket of interest from my shop Razute, I think. In the hope of meeting a rich diner who might like to buy it from you. On the day under scrutiny, I'm not answering your question. It was a military man that I proffered my Hoei treasure. After averting my eyes for the briefest of moments, was there no more? It was there no more. It simply vanished.
The caban vanished.
Hunting around under the table I was, in case mayhap it had fallen there. And then it happened. Yeah, we know. We know there was a gunshot. Out of interest, did you find the coin in the end? Just curious. Oh. I see. No doubt some unscrupulous scoundrel pocketed the prize coin for himself. As I'm sure everyone present is aware, this case demands a swift and decisive resolution. Nevertheless, the witness testimony the court has just heard was inconclusive. No matter how subservient our government feels it must be to the British. Damn. It would be unforgivable to deliver a verdict on this trial right now. What is your position, Prosecutor Ouchie?
Worry not, Your Excellency. The defendant may have fled a tiger at the front gate, but he will find a wolf at the back.
What are you saying, man? What does that mean? Literally, what does that mean, Ouchie?
Upon hearing their statements, it will become abundantly clear that there is only one person who could possibly have committed this despicable crime. The equally despicable defendant, Ryunosuke Naruto.
What? What do you mean, what? That's what he's been saying this whole time. He really seems to have a despicable opinion of you, doesn't he? Very well. The court invites the witnesses to testify again. Excuse me, but there's something or someone peeking out over your shoulder, I think. Affirmative! The newest member of the Noza family to rise up in the ranks, sir! Name, Ido! And the pun with his name is I don't know, sir. I don't know, sir. I don't know, sir. I don't know, sir. Yeah, it's funny. It's hilarious. They're comedic geniuses. Seem those straps are a sign of the sergeant being too strapped to afford a nanny. He's evil today. Ido, attention! Your father's about to quell the enemy! Watch and learn, my boy! Look at him, look at his snot. He's so cute. I love his baby. And then they fade to black. That's genius. The true culprit. We were lying before. Even if what I saw wasn't the precise moment the firearm was discharged, it's almost the same thing. Hey, bucko? No, it's not. It's really not.
Yes, pointing his gun at the foreign man he was, that young lad in black. That much I myself did see, and no one else can wear black in this country, so had to be him.
Or somebody from the outside of the country, I guess, according to my wording. Furthermore, a visual search of the premises at the time confirmed that we were the only personnel present.
Indeed, alone he was, the Englishman, dining all by himself, completely alone. He had no friends, no family. He was alone. He was a lonely loser.
I'm sorry, they're harping on it quite a lot. Therefore, no one other than the black uniformed cadet could have dispatched the Englishman over and out. The victim, Dr. Wilson, wasn't alone at all.
Please, enough of these outbursts already.
But there was a woman. There was a young woman at his table. You must have seen her. Everyone there must have seen her.
If you call yourself a lawyer, then you will respect the rules of the court and speak accordingly.
Hey, I don't call myself a lawyer.
We are not here to listen to your fantasies about women being in restaurants. It is evident beyond all reasonable doubt that the victim was alone at the time of the incident. The prosecution has photographic evidence of this fact.
Is this a photographic print of the scene of the crime, counsel? Why didn't we get this evidence earlier? I don't know.
Indeed, of the table at which the victim was dining, taken by an investigator immediately after the incident. As can plainly be seen, there is only one place set.
I don't understand. What's going on here? It's just not possible that nobody else saw that woman. Waiter before said the same thing. Maintains that Dr. Wilson came to the restaurant alone as well. But that's not true! I saw her! I swear that I saw a woman with him. Oh no! No! How can this be happening? The judge is ready to rule. Stand tall, Ryunosuke. It's not over yet. What? What you say is true. There's something going on here behind the scenes. And now is your chance to expose it, to draw out the truth in your cross-examination. I don't know, Kazuma. The defense is entitled to cross-examine the witnesses, but make it quick, understood?
Rules can be so unbending at times.
Oh.